Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our Trinity 10. It is not Tuesday, it's actually Wednesday. I had to postpone from yesterday. Had a few things on my mind, so I wasn't like clearly mentally, I guess, to go ahead and do my video. But I am back today nonetheless. If we have to restart, that's okay. We just don't quit, right? So I will be hitting you guys back to back for content. It'll be today, Wednesday, and then tomorrow, Thursday. I'm thinking of doing another live again soon. It'll probably be on my Facebook. Hello to my new subscribers. Thank you so much, ladies, who subscribe to my channel from my women's groups. Please let me know how I can continue to support you all as well. I'm super excited about the new following. Happy to get my information out there. So thank you guys so much for choosing to follow me. I hope my information helps you in your businesses, and then you can kind of translate that over to some of your other business friends, and then we can just have like a big business party and refer everybody for each other's services. So I'm excited about that. But this week's topic is going to deal with you as you grow your business. I know a lot of us are relatively small. We're grassroots with it. We are just beginning. It's either us as a solopreneur, or we have a few employees who may work part-time even, or like a virtual assistant or something like that. So for today's video, we're going to start at the bottom and kind of deal with things like our soft skills. I'm going to tell you why it's so important to create adequate procedures in the beginning. I'm also going to be explaining to you how those procedures and things grow as your company grows, because when you add more people, you need to streamline your company culture, you need to streamline your processes, and you also need to have a pulse on how your revenue changes based on who you hire, what job they perform, as well as if you were to increase production in a certain area, how would it be affected? Would you really gain more revenue, or would it just be another added overhead, another added cost, an added bill, instead of doing what you wanted to do on the back end for output, right? So I'm going to start with my first part. Like I said, why it's best to properly formulate things in the beginning. I spoke a lot last year about clarity, and the reason I did that is because I truly believe that 2024 is going to be our year of expansion, y'all. I feel like some big things are going to happen. Any attacks we may feel, anything where we feel like we're stagnant or it's not happening fast enough, I feel like some things are really about to take off, and I'm so excited for that. So excuse me, I just want to make sure that we formulate ahead of time instead of waiting until we have the brunt of everything on us, right? We need to know how to deal with $100,000 in revenue before we move to $1 million, right? So with this video, I want you to make sure that you know the tone you want to set for your company. Everybody's not always like a gamer. Everybody won't have virtual reality. Everybody won't have ping pong tables and pool tables in their business. Personally, I won't. Like, I've said that a couple times. I'm not that type of boss. If we're here to work and be professional, that's what we're here to do. You can have fun. You can joke. You can make light. You can have, potlucks and stuff like that. But I'm not here to be like a secondary arcade on your lunch break. Like, that's not why we're here. I need you focused on business, focused on our clients. And then once you move on from that, you'll have the finances to go to an arcade. You'll have the wherewithal to take your family, even if you wanted to go to an arcade. But that's not what we're here for at work. So I know myself when I go to set up my business, when I go to attract employees, when I go to tell them about the company and also ask them about the value they intend to add to the company. I know how to engage in that dialogue because I know what it is I want for my company. Now, if I do interact with an employee who would like that type of atmosphere, they would like the gaming and the pool table and the VR and things like that, that'd be great, because I need to know who they are before they come to my company and I attempt to change them or have them circumvent who they are for my liking. Not saying that everybody who comes to my company has to be the same as me, but it would be nice to know their preferences off the jump, because in knowing that, we'll know how we fit with each other. So I want to make sure that your clarity is completely turned up for 2024. We don't want to have things like this become second nature or have them sit on the back burner when really they are crucial to our growth, because your people are the ones who help you grow. You can't do everything on your own. And when you go to delegate, you need to know who you're delegating to, what their strong points are, what they are not good at, what client may relate to them better. So all of these things are what you need to know. So when you go to start your business in the beginning, being clear and being honest with yourself and what you like and what you don't like and what type of employees you want to attract are all critical in your growth. If you have the wrong person in place, or if you have someone who doesn't quite fit with your company culture, that could impact your bottom line. Your clients may not be used to that certain interaction, and it could throw them off a bit, when you put them with a new associate. So you want to make sure that you gauge yourself and then also gauge the climate that you want to create or your company culture based on the people you hire for your business. Another thing with hiring employees, your costs, like your overhead, is sure to increase, you guys, sometimes 3x. And the reason for that is if you want to have good employees, you're going to have to offer benefits. On top of offering benefits, you're going to have attractive wages because people have options. Despite what you see in the news with our unemployment rate going down, AI causing people to kind of be kicked out of jobs based on who writes their resume a certain type of way, whatever. We are still at a surplus for employees. It is still an employee market. So when you go to attract an employee, make sure that you have these things buttoned up. So like I said, there's benefits, there's base pay, and then on top of that, those benefits and base pay, you have to account for their mess ups. You have to account for the people who, let's say you own a fast food restaurant or you own a barbecue joint. You have to account for the cost of a messed up slab of ribs. You have to account for the cost of 3 messed up briskets, or you have to account for the cost of 8 cans of burnt beans, or whatever it is. Anything that you do with people or that you're hiring people to do, you're going to have to account for the shrink on top of their wages and on top of their benefits. So you need to make sure that when you are hiring someone, even your job description or your resume person who, you may not use software, you may have an actual person who reads the resumes, they need to be clear on what it is you're looking for your company, because you can't afford to incur costs when you're seeking to expand. So this clarity really helps you. Like I said, getting employees is largely expensive. While I understand it's very controversial, it is very business savvy to have labor outside of the United States, because most of them are not used to the luxuries that we are here in the United States. We have health coverage, dental coverage, vision coverage, all of these things like that. Then we have our normal wages on top of that. So it's pretty pricey to do business in the United States. So when they outsource, this allows them to cut a lot of those costs, that overhead that I'm telling you all about. And this cut on overhead then brings in that much more profit. Remember, I always differentiate between revenue and profit. Revenue is the amount of money that's coming through your company. Your profit is what's left, after your overhead comes out. So if you take in $100,000, your cost of overhead and wages is $40,000, you're left with $60,000 profit, right? So that's how those numbers work. But you need that clarity, because when you go to expand, again, employees are always going to be your greatest overhead amount, your greatest take away from your revenue. So be careful when it comes to your employees, and make sure you have your basis set for what it is you like, what it is you want, the type of employees you want to attract, and in attracting those employees, making sure you have the amenities available to keep them and retain them, as well as plan for growth in the future and how your clients are to engage with those people. So I'm going to segue here and let you guys know that the Conscious Leader is still available. You guys, email me, Fredrina@TrinityProfessionalGroup.com. I will make sure I add it here at the bottom. Email me, Fredrina@TrinityProfessionalGroup.com. I'll also make sure that I send you the link to buy it through Stripe. It is an ebook. It's $25, but it goes over so many different scenarios that happen in leadership, how to deal with people, how to talk to people, what it looks like when you're looking to expand, how it looks like when you are looking to promote someone, the dialogue that we have often in our day-to-day office settings. So all of these things, I wanted to make it very relative. I wanted to make it seem like a normal course of action, but also pinpoint little things that we don't get to see. I also made sure I put as many examples for entrepreneurs based on the topic of the chapter, to make sure that you can see yourself and see how you can grow when you go to hire an employee, or see how you can grow when you go to engage your customers. So you guys, make sure you buy The Conscious Leader. It is an amazing book. I will keep the link here on this video as well. Thank you so much, and join me again for Thursday's second half of the video where we talk about expansion and doing it the right way. Bye guys.